It will unmute me for 1 second and then mute me right back.
So, I'm sorry that you had that experience, Lido, but I I'm kind of curious if anyone else saw the fact that Russia is going to be moving to a gold standard.
Well, if you haven't seen that coming for years, right? And that's going to wreck the US dollar in so many ways.
Yeah, I think that it's going to make it really hard to live for a lot of people in the US. Honestly, I think that this whole thing, like I, the whole thing is going to have consequences that a lot of people don't necessarily foresee.
Wait. So what's what whole
So
thing? The fact that they say it, or if they actually do it?
Oh,
they're
they did
doing it.
do it.
That in order to purchase oil or natural gas, right? You have to use either rubles or gold. And a ruble is now tied to gold. So there's gold backing up rubles.
Gold backing the rubles again. How do we know that? Or are you just saying
Well,
that?
you don't, but they're not going to take payment unless you do that, right? So if you're a European country that relies 40% of the European countries rely on oil and natural gas from Russia, you have no choice but to use now gold or rubles to purchase that, not the US dollar, which has been the case since the 70s, I believe, right? So,
And they're also looking at, and they've said they're thinking about accepting Bitcoin as well, right? If they were to accept Bitcoin as well, that would have even further impact, and it's going to make basically they're bending the knee of every nation state to go back to a reserve currency based system as opposed to being a debt based system, right? So right now, the entire world just plays on debts, but Russia's basically saying that they're I mean they basically are forcing everyone out of that.
and
So everyone's going to have to go to hard assets.
I don't know how much you pay attention to that, Riley, but if you've been paying attention, Russia has been buying gold for the last 5 or 6 years. Like,
China too.
yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure this was all planned out. You want to wreck the United States? You take their dollar as the global reserve currency away, and that's just the truth of the matter. And it's not a laughing matter because a lot of people in the United States do not understand what will happen if that happens.
Yeah, it's not like oh we're all going to make it because of this. It's like this is really scary. We should all be very much keeping our eyes on the ball.
The question is, what would the U.S. have to do so people's lives don't suck?
It's not necessarily something that I mean. I think that you can make proper investments. You can not FOMO into things that aren't worth investing into. You can do those types of things. Make responsible
No,
fiscal for you and your
not
family.
even
But
that. I meant
but
just as a country, right? So like just the U.S. government. So
I
the
mean,
U.S. dollar becomes not the world standard. Now what? What happens? Do we burn a bunch of U.S. dollars and create Fed coin or what?
um, I mean, they're gonna try and do something. I don't know exactly what they're gonna try and do, but I think they kind of screwed themselves pretty bad with the past couple of years of the decisions that the United States has made from a fiscal perspective, right? And you could make arguments about why they did or didn't need to do that, but the whole thing is like trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars being added into a system of originally only like I think we had like
Have you
40
seen
trillion or something like that dollars in the system.
you've seen other hyperinflation, right? In other countries, Brazil. Um, that's exactly what would happen in the United States if the dollar reserve is taking off of world currency, right? Um, so
Um,
I'm glad I don't own any fucking fiat.
I know it's not a laughing matter, but you have me laughing with that one, Hero.
It's not, but it's the truth. I don't I I've been fiat free for a while now.
Yeah, I'm at that point for the most part. I have a couple thousand US dollars in stable coins that I have. I'm yield farming right now on Muesli Swap via Milkomeda, but then that's just basically to stack more ADA. All about stacking ADA, and maybe I might if I diversify into more crypto, it's going to be probably Bitcoin. I also like Tesla, and I have some silver. I think silver is a decent hard asset.
Is Tesla a new coin?
Could be.
No, it's AI
Listen, if
company actually.
Elon came out with a coin, you know damn well that the FOMO would be so great that every one of you would be buying it.
No, I'd probably just buy more Tesla to be honest. I think that Tesla is going to continue to outperform the greater market over the next 10 years.
Yeah,
And
but they're held up by the U.S. government. Sorry.
That's what I was gonna ask. So when people buy Tesla, what are they buying? Their energy futures that they've been selling, or the energy credits, the AI. Like, what do you think about
yeah,
when you buy a Tesla?
for me it's the battery technology, it's the multiple factories and continuous development on that front, and it's the AI. I think those are the big three. You could also make arguments about like the way that they're changing the mining space and the deals that they've made strategically, like the fact that they have huge nickel deals with like that they made over the past couple of years, and now those nickel deals are like really paying off, right? So it's like a variety of things that I think are it's the team, right? It's like, why would you invest into anything? But on the front of AI, I personally have the FSD beta in my car, which is like it allows you to basically just hit the drive stalk twice, and it'll take you wherever you put the navigation system to go, and like you don't have to do anything. Um, if Cinnamon was still in here, he could probably speak to it. He's been in my car a couple times, and uh, he probably would not speak highly to it. It tried to run us off the road once, but I mean, like it's not perfect, but it's getting better, and I can see it get better because you get updates like every 2 weeks, right? So I'm pretty confident that they're going to solve autonomy on that front, and they have much larger plans. I specialized in deep learning when I was in school. I'm really interested in machine learning and specifically deep learning, and I follow a lot of the people that work at Tesla, and I think that they're going to be the leader in AI over the next decade. Not one of the leaders, the leader.
Well, folks, if you're listening to the sound of Riley's voice, this is not medical advice.
I'm going all in on Tesla. Fuck it.
Well, I don't know, man. Ada's gonna be. I said Tesla's gonna outperform the greater stock market. I didn't say necessarily that you should ape into it. I
Oh,
think
oh
I'm
so
still
shit.
looking
Too
like
late. Too late. Damn it, Robin Hood.
yeah, Robinhood's a little bit faster than crypto, especially if you're in congested Cardano.
I don't know.
Have you guys heard of Macomida?
I've been doing everything on this side chain called Macomida lately.
It seems like it's not congested at all.
Yeah, and they have stable coins too. You can even farm stable to stable so that you avoid impermanent loss.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? They'll actually DC Spark will actually be here later, so get your Milkomeda questions ready. Our first guest we have coming up in about 15 minutes is Smart Places, so I'm interested to hear what those guys are doing. Don't forget, tickets for the Rare Bloom event are on sale if you're interested in going to the Rare Bloom event. Rarebloom.io, I believe.
Um, how's my audio, Hero?
Good, you're not even scratching like you normally do.
Hey, I actually finally aped into some AirPods. Um, but I only have one bar, so I wanted to make sure my audio was coming through. But I think good.
No, you sound real clear, actually.
I'm actually down in the little lobby area of my office building so I don't disturb my workmates. Um, so I should be able to contribute to much of the show today.
Yeah,
I'm sitting right next to.
you were in the office yesterday, huh?
Yeah, full. And then one guy showed up, and then another guy showed up. We had 4 people in the office. That's the most we've had in like 5 or 6 months. Typically, it's been just me, sometimes, and then maybe one other guy. Um, Not yesterday, but I will say that where I am right now is right next to the coffee machine. So I think this works out better, anyways.
Well, coffee's a good thing. If you don't have coffee and you're at the show, you should go get some coffee. If it's the afternoon, like Guru down there, it's all right if you drink tea, I guess. But coffee is life.
Speaking of coffee, I'm about to do some. I'm about to hit up Twitter and see who's tweeted out the space, and do some shout outs, and do some shame outs. So start tweeting.
So he gave you a warning today. That's unusual. Usually Leto's like if just starts calling people out. He'd be like, hey, sperm Dean. I mean Dean. I don't know. I never know which Dean I'm talking to. Hey Dean, have you tweeted the space out, my friend? I bet you if you do it, sperm Dean will do it. It's like a mirror. I want to shout out our sponsors for today's show, Ada Cafe. They help a lot of new artists in the Cardano ecosystem, and they help support a lot of the Twitter spaces that people come and enjoy every day. Every day there's usually a space, and it's usually supported by the Ada Cafe. I pinned the Discord up top. I also have a weekly Sunday show that I'm going to plug right now, which is also part of the Ada Cafe. But I need help knowing what news subjects to cover every week. So I need you to join that Discord. I need you to share that Discord out so that other people join that Discord so that we can get more people in there so that I know what you guys want to hear on the news talk show every Sunday. Leto's in there hanging out sometimes.
Sometimes the wife laid the hammer down hard lately. So she basically said, pick your 2 to 3 Twitter spaces, and the rest do it if I'm not here. Otherwise, spend time with me, bitch.
And you said yes, ma'am.
Exactly. I said I pick Cardano Over Coffee, Lido monthly space, and I will bounce between other spaces when I can.
Well, I'm glad you picked this one. I would have been really sad if you didn't.
It's okay. I'm not giving up. I'm trying to work her slowly and get her into these spaces with me. That seems to be the trick. So we'll see.
Hold on. Rare Bloom. Rand.
Yo, what's good?
Are you okay?
Dude, I am totally fine. This is why I always stress portfolio management, proper bet sizing, not going all in on any one play. But yeah, yesterday was a freaking dumpster fire, man, and we're still going.
For those of you that don't know, Rand is big into Axie Affinity, and yesterday there was a huge hack on the Ronin Bridge, which is part of Axie Affinity, I believe. I'm sure Rand can probably explain it a little more.
Yeah, right.
I reached out to you, and I didn't hear from you. I sent it to your other account, and I was like, I hope that, I was worried.
I'm so sorry, man. I must have missed it, dude. My DMs were getting blown up by everyone. Like, you okay? Everything okay? And I was trying to respond to everybody, respond to our investors, most importantly. We have a hedge funds money that we manage. I have some personal real estate investors that are friends, family members that are invested in what we do. So just handling all those expectations and showing everybody that our funds are safe and all that fun stuff. But basically what happened, Axie Infinity is a play to earn game. They created their own blockchain because Ethereum was so congested and gas fees were so high, they created the Ronin network. And we're about to learn a really good story of why decentralization matters today, folks. They started their blockchain with 9 validator nodes. And 5 of those 9, yes, the majority, 5 of those 9 were all held by the company. A social engineering hack just happened 6 days ago, and somebody was able to get access to the private keys for 5 of the 9 validators, and they were able to drain the bridge between the Ethereum network and the Ronin network. And what that is if you want to get Ethereum or stable tokens onto Ronin, just like we were talking yesterday in here, I think it was about Macomata, you have to send your ETH into a smart contract on Ethereum. The native token Ethereum can't leave its own blockchain, just like the native token ADA can't leave the Cardano blockchain. So what happens is you're sending your ADA, I'll just do it in Milkomata terms. You send your ADA into a smart contract, it gets locked up, and on the Milkomata blockchain, they give you a wrapped version, basically an IOU for that ADA, the Milky ADA. And well, you can go do whatever you want with your Milk ADA, and when you want to go back off the blockchain, you send it back into that smart contract, that IOU is burned, and your ADA on the actual Cardano blockchain is released. Well, what this person did was they spoofed the Ronin network with a fake transaction that said they had all the IOUs for all the Ethereum and all the USD in the bridge, and they swiped it all in one transaction. It was about, at the time, 590 million. Today it's like over 600 million, and the second largest hack of all time. And currently, right now, the Ronin network is basically a platform of IOUs that have nothing backing them. All the ETH on the Ronin network has no actual Ethereum backing it. Any stable token on the Ronin network has no actual stable tokens backing it. And it's pretty much panic mode for that team. We're kind of waiting to see what they do.
How do they miss it for 6 days, Rand? Six days.
Completely gross negligence, and heads need to roll. That's the only way I can put it.
For those of you that don't know, the hack actually took place 6 days ago, but was not found until yesterday when somebody went to withdraw 5 ETH and was unable to.
We actually found it in our Discord 2 days ago. One of the analysts for Sky Mavis hangs out with us in our Discord, and another larger member of the Axie community came in, and a 5,000 ETH withdrawal got declined because there wasn't enough Ethereum for that person to withdraw from the Ronin network. We were looking into the transaction a few days ago and reached out to the Sky Mavis team, and that's what started the investigation, was actually from our private Discord that we hang out in with a bunch of the guild owners and Sky Mavis team and stuff like that. It was brought to our attention by just another investor in the game who was watching the chain and saw that 5,000 Ethereum got denied to get removed. And we were all starting to dive into that and what was happening. And it looks like some very large hedge fund investor noticed there was a problem and tried to get their 5,000 ETH out before anybody else knew about it. But that's actually what caused the alarm for us to all find it and go down the rabbit hole.
Little did he know that it was too late already.
It was all gone.
So I think it's important that we talk about that as a community, because guess what you're using when you move Ethereum to Milkomata, or you're moving ADA, right? You're using a side chain. So you're wrapping it, right? There's multiple options that have been put out there so far. I've seen multi-chain. I've seen, is it Seller? And Milkomata just announced another bridge, right? So that's what actually got hacked, was the bridge, not so much the side chain. So now that these bridges are on Cardano, it's important that you educate yourself about these types of things, because this shit can happen, right? They're not hacking Cardano, they're hacking the Ethereum bridge. And
in the Ronin case yesterday, they actually hacked the actual Ronin blockchain because they got hold of the 5 of 9 validators. But okay, you're correct. Bridges are super.
Was that a side chain or was that his own actual blockchain?
It's Ronin network is its own blockchain. They consider it a side chain to Ethereum, but it's really just it's literally a copy of Ethereum, and they just cranked up the processing speed and centralized all the validators so that it could process all the millions of game transactions it needed to do. And this is one thing I've been vocal about literally the past 4 months is they need to decentralize this. There need to be more validators. Like, why can I not run a validator for the Ronin network? And this proves exactly why right here. I was on a long call with the Axie chat people last night till about 2 a.m, and pretty much a lot of it was like, Rand's been saying we should have been doing this, and I was just sitting there shaking my head, sipping my tea like Kermit the Frog.
That's the importance of decentralization, right?
Yeah, it's super important, and that really proves here like why Cardano matters versus like Solana or some of these faster movers that are just centralized. Like, you can see now why that's an issue. Like, this is a great example of why centralization is a problem right here, because if they would have decentralized that blockchain with more validator nodes, this would have been impossible. But because Sky Mavis, the company, held 5 of the 9, and they hold all the keys to the 5 of the 9, it only took one social engineering hack to get control of $600 million. And
so quite a big point of failure.
Exactly. And their company only raised 153 million. So they're now in the hole to the tune of a 4x, and they can't even operate their business. So I have a feeling a lot of people are, I don't know. I love the people at the top, but this was gross negligence, and I don't think if they are to continue forward and raise the capital they need, I'm pretty sure some leadership here is going to have to change, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's a shame because like Axie Infinity is like the biggest play to earn game that's out there, right?
Yeah, it's they raised 150 million at a $3 billion valuation. They just hired one of the lead product development members from Pokemon Go, which is a multi-billion-dollar game, the largest game in the world right now. They just stole their product developer to do product development for Sky Mavis. They got a woman, Kathleen Osgood. She's amazing. Used to work for Jump Street Capital, who was supposed to be building out their Ronin network. I mean, they've been hiring like crazy and cherry picking from all the best places around the country and the world, really, for positions. It's been pretty amazing to watch that happen. So I'm really interested to see how those people perform now that they're only a couple months into their job and adversity is popping up, and how we push forward. We're still invested. We have $50,000 in Axie assets. I mean, they're practically worth zero right now, and we couldn't sell them if we wanted to. We'd be selling them for IOU ETH. So we're all in this together. I spent all night, like, not only on phone calls with our investors, but talking with our scholars. We have over 200 employees basically in the Philippines that make their living playing this game with us. So we were discussing how we pay them out. Payday is tomorrow. There's no way they're getting paid from Axie Infinity. So we're discussing taking the funds from our other games and paying them out and keeping the IOU for ourselves, and kind of our company having to deal with getting our money back because, I don't know, it's not that much money to us, and it's a lot of money to them, man. These people like literally live off this food, paid to have rent and a roof over their head, and able to feed their families and get medicine. So that's the biggest scramble for us today, and tomorrow is figuring out where we get the capital and how we pay them properly, because if we pay them on the Ethereum mainnet, the gas fees are going to pretty much eat up their whole paycheck. So that's our scramble, is figuring out how to get money to everybody in a way that they can actually use it.
Cardano.
I've said it several times.
So there is this thing called Macomeda. You can get your ETH in there and then get into ADA, or vice versa.
Yeah, it needs to be able to go to Binance. If it's a path to Binance, like, we're all in, because that's how they. Right now, we're looking at.
Milky Swap has a path to Binance, I'm pretty sure.
Woo! Look at Cardano Over Coffee over here solving issues for the Axie Infinity world. I'm seriously going to look into that right now. Like, you have me hype over here.
Yeah, check out because I know I'm pretty sure, Rand. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure because I've been pissing around with Milky Swap mostly.
I'm
Is
pretty
my
sure too, because I was in there yesterday, swapping between networks, and I'm pretty sure I saw Binance on
Yeah,
there.
I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. Sometimes Twitter does this thing where it doesn't show me as speaking, but it's like I am speaking, and I've actually kind of gotten really confused about it before. But you can indeed bridge to a variety of different blockchains from Milkomeda, and it's super interoperable already. Uh, Bridges obviously have been used as a place of vulnerabilities in the past, so do your own research and be careful, but there are plenty of ways to get off of Milcom. I'm going to drop out of speaker, though, because I can't mute myself.
Thanks, Riley. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you for that. I'm definitely going to look into that today because that's our biggest issue for the next 48 hours is how do we pay all these employees and how do we pay them efficiently where they don't lose their entire or half their paycheck to gas fees, and where they can where it's easy for them to understand what they need to do to get their funds. That was another of the big discussion last night is this is going to cause a lot of scamming, unfortunately, with these employees. As they try to withdraw their funds, there's going to be a lot of peer-to-peer sales going on and scamming. So that's another big focus today for us is getting the word out for people to not panic. Don't just liquidate your assets to any random person. We're going to take care of our employees first and foremost,
Yeah. Lido, and then we got to get to our first guest. Bloom, Rand, thanks for filling in kind of the crew here.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Our guest, and before we get to our first guest, shout outs to Hero Pool, Nicholas, Love, Coach K, Hale, Moses, Talking Up, Alex, Sean, Cook Time, Art, Guru, Math Orchestra, CNMT Protege. I should not be able to read this list in less than 1 minute. What's going on here? If I didn't call your name, you know what to do. Don't make me say the word.
What he means is you should tweet the space out and get your favorite folks in here because we have some exciting guests today. First up is somebody building on the Cardano blockchain, Smart Places. How are you guys today?
Hello. Thank you so much for having us. Hello,
Thank you.
thanks for having us.
Thanks. Oh, two of you guys. Can you want to give us a little background of what Smart Places is, and then we can talk. We can get some more specific questions.
Yeah, sure. Again, thanks for having us. My name is Björn. Hung is with me. We are the both founders of Smart Places. We are born and raised in Berlin, both friends also. Me personally, I have a legal background. I worked for some compliance companies, also founded some companies in the past. And with Hung together, we working on Smart Places since over 4 years now. And just a very short introduction regarding the project in a nutshell. It's Smart Places is a decentralized social ecosystem that rewards users for connecting and interacting in real life. So our vision is to create a new era of socializing. And the idea behind that is that when it comes to social life, or in particular to social media, we think there are a lot of problems right now. So when we see Facebook, for example, or other social media companies, actually it's not really fair what they do. They take the data, they sell the data. Yes, the services are for free, but we as a user, we don't participate in any ways. We don't know what's happening with our data, so it's not transparent. So we think that's far away from ideal. That's one aspect. And secondly, we think there's a lack of physical real life interactions. So we think a lot of people like us today, we spend a lot of time behind the desktops instead of going out and connect in real life. So we think that we have found a solution for that. It's an application. So we solve two problems with that. On the one hand, we enable technically users to interact in real life. And secondly, we give the ownership to this data and the opportunities for data monetization in a decentralized manner back to the user. So we developed a decentralized social ecosystem and rewarding users for interacting with each other.
So one of the first things that I always do is kind of ask myself, is there a reason for this to be on blockchain? And obviously, you touched on many of the reasons on why something like this should be on the blockchain, right? Facebook controlling your data and selling it, right? But with that said, how do you compete, or how do you build something to compete with a company like Facebook? I mean, you're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar business, right? How do you build something to compete with that?
Yeah, the thing about decentralization and having users participate in the gains when a network is created, I think it's a totally new approach and somehow revolutionary that, for example, the use or the introduction of a token which captures the value of a network which is created, and often it's very hard for the user to foresee at the beginning where the value is in such a network. But as such a network evolves and all those contributors who have contributed to those network are directly benefiting from this. And we think that giving or the change of ownership on the whole structure is a totally new, also a new approach of organizational process, which for us personally is very exciting, how such an organizational structure evolves in the future. And
Yeah, I agree. Can you tell me, you said you've been working on this for a while. Can you tell me kind of where the idea came from, and just a little bit of the process of working on it, and exactly what are you trying to build? Like, are you trying to build the next Facebook, or is it the next Twitter, or is it a, you know?
Yeah, sure. We go back like 4 years ago. As Björn mentioned, we're living here in Berlin, Germany, a metropolitan with millions of inhabitants. But there were some situations where we thought, despite there were so many people directly around us, there was no technical possibility to connect with people who are directly around you for several situations. Yeah, let's say you are at an exhibition, and in the evening you have collected like 20 business cards, and you find out that none of those contacts is of utility for you. So how would it be if there would be a technical solution making your thoughts and interests visible? Yeah, when you think of comics, like a bubble above your head, broadcasting your ideas so other people can see them. As this was the first case. The first research on the market was that those kind of technical solutions already exist, but mostly in the dating case. And the more crucial thing what bothered us was like the collection of data. Yeah, that there's an intermediary who collects your data. And for me personally, if I spontaneously want to connect with people who are directly around me, I don't want to have a profile set up which takes me like half a day. And I don't want that intermediary makes use of my data. So I want to have the full ownership of my data. I don't want my thoughts and interests collected by an intermediary who might make use of this in a way that I don't want to. So the direct value for a user having a technical solution in order to connect with people in a very safe and privacy conserving manner. This is a solution which from our side, and we talk to many people, which is very charming. And so talking about this idea, we spread this idea with friends of us. And at the very beginning, we had some very good friends named Mark and Lars, who also brought us to the idea that this is could be also a blockchain case to manage or to organize this all in a decentralized manner. And this idea, this revolutionary idea of blockchain decentralization caught us from the very beginning. So it was like 2.5 years ago now. And then we thought, okay, implementing this idea in our
mobile application, or let's call this platform idea, switching from Web 2.0 to 3.0 was exciting for us enough that, for example, me myself, I quit my full-time job and dedicated the last 3 years fully on this project, living from my own savings and spending this and producing this devices. And I've had so many iterations because starting with blockchain and talking with other people, it's like it's a black box still. When you talk to normal people and asking them, what do you think, what is the utility of blockchain, they don't understand, and they think it's just for speculating issues and for money laundering and so on. And with our case, when we talk about decentralized solution, that you also participate in the games and you also have in a say in how this can be organized. Now, this is easily grasped by people to whom we talk to, which is also very easily considered to have real value. Yeah, and as we are definitely a real world use case with real world adoption or mass adoption, we think that we have a big mission to bring this to the people in an easily understandable and transparent manner.
Awesome.
I've got a question.
Yeah, sure.
What do you need for this thing to succeed? Like, what are your successes? What is your success engine on?
So maybe from a technical point of view, what we developed, and that will go out in the summer, is our mobile application for Android and iOS. So this will be 2 layers finally. So the first layer is similar to social media as we know today. But the focus for us is, as aforementioned, decentralization in regards to the data monetization, and also rewarding if users are active. And secondly, that's the second layer where we put the most focus on. That is the geolocation aspect. So connecting people in real life and bring them together, but also to include the business, local business, for example. So these both layers of this application are the main, let's say the main solution of the ecosystem. That's one aspect. And secondly, we have, but I think we come later to that, a so-called NFT land plot sale, which promotes this kind of app. But this, maybe we come later to that. So these are the two solution parts that we bring together.
So, what's your definition of success?
Finally, to reach mass adoption. So to have as many users, also out of the real world. So not only blockchain oriented, but also users which just like to socialize, to make them, to make the app available for them, and to see the advantage of using them in order to finally bring them together in real life. So maybe back to the term smart place. For us, a smart place is a crowded or popular place where people come together, and they don't come together because they plan to go there. I mean, this could be also the case, but in general, if people randomly are somewhere, this is a smart place. And if these people are enabled to finally come to really connect with each other, then I think we have done a good job.
Mass adoption. That is a tall order, right? Like TikTok, when it got mass adoption because it was shoved down our throats with $1 billion in ads. Like, how are you going to achieve that? Like, what kind of strategies do you have about mass adoption? Right now in Catalyst, there's been a handful of similar user-driven interaction to earn not exactly what you're doing, but something adjacent. And I know Holger, one of the humans behind Liquid Lab, has a social media website that is just free. There's no earning capability there, but mass adoption is a huge thing. So if that's the definition of success, what's the strategy for getting there?
Exactly. Maybe you might heard of our term, this connect to earn, which is like derived from the term play to earn. Yeah, and what we understand on this regards is that not only the users which contribute to these ecosystems are rewarded with tokens, but also we are talking or addressing the creator economy, saying that all creators of this ecosystem who are also trying to engage users to come into this ecosystem are incentivized, and this is where we decided to have in the first step our the NFT land plot sales, meaning that we map the whole world in hexagons, and each hexagon represents a location in the real world. So if you own such an NFT in a smart place, and you are able to monetize those places, because these will be crowded in the future, and as when they are crowded, then you will attract businesses who might want to target those places, or alone the data who are created on those smart places. A fraction. Those revenues which are generated on those smart places are directly distributed to the owner, to you, to this creator. So we say that we don't leave it to us alone to do this whole marketing thing. I don't know, when TikTok has spent 1 billion, okay, leave it to them if they like to do this. But we think this is a clever strategy to include the community and all those creators who are willing to build something and to create attractive locations in order to get to let people come together and give them a location or platform to connect in real life situations. Yeah.
We have
Smart
Ed.
places.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a pretty serious question to you?
Yeah, sure.
We have started and we have been continuing conversation about Cardano over coffee, and I work for a coffee shop. And so, by the way, what kind of coffee do you like? Smart places.
Yeah, that's a great question. Do you drink coffee, or are you a tea person?
I drink coffee. I like brown sugar coffee.
How about the two behind smart places? You guys drink coffee?
We have been muted. Yes, we drink coffee. I prefer Lavazza. Do you know that?
No. Can you?
It's an Italian brand. Amazing.
To try that one out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Little,
but nice.
How about you? Little Nation, how about you?
Definitely a big coffee drinker myself. Sorry, I'm on a call.
We're trying to do two things.
No, I just someone thought I was talking to them. Big coffee drinker myself. I don't have a brand yet. I'm always a local guy. Um, but I just moved recently and I haven't found a local roaster that I like. But typically, I like to find a local roaster and then I just try whatever they have until I find something I like, and then I sort of get it for the rest of my life until I move again.
So,
Yeah.
how can smart
Thank
places
you.
help Fido find his favorite coffee roast in the future?
Exactly.
Well, we are just, I don't know, it's a very good question. We're in the first step, let's say it this way, we want to focus on socializing and bringing people together. But in order to find the favorite coffee, that's a good question. Let's do this for governance voting now.
right?
Yeah, thank you. This is coffee break.
So, Smart Places, can you tell me if I wanted to go find out more information of what you guys have put out so far, where can I find that?
Yeah, you can. We have on the Discord server on the one hand. Secondly, on the homepage, smartplaceprotocol.io. There you actually find the most informations. We also have a Telegram channel. Yeah, Twitter, of course, as well. But these are the main sources of information. So, and we, of course, we will come up in around 2 weeks with the new part of the website. So there, then you will find this aforementioned NFT land plot site. So our users then will be able to already choose and pick a land plot and can mint them when the mint starts. That will be a week later. So in the later of April or in the middle of April. Yeah, and I mean, the question which in our channel now is discussed very deeply is what might be the most interesting smart place, like which land plot is the best one, which one should be bought, so that maybe later if the NFT is minted and can be traded, which will have the highest value. And the discussions are between I don't know, here the Times Square in New York is one of the favorites of many, but also malls and so on. So there are some discussions about that. Maybe you have an opinion about that as well.
The house that I live in right now, like wherever that land plot is, that's going to be the most valuable. I mean, come on.
Great answer.
Yeah, maybe. Also our recommendation is always to choose a plot where a lot of people interact with each other and a lot of people are around. So if your house is that, then it's,
actually,
yeah.
I kind of live in the mountains. I live in a very small town. There's maybe 16,000 people total, so probably not the best place, right? How about the team? How big is your team overall?
We have more than a core team is the team members with whom we are dealing for more than 2 years now. It's like 12 people, mostly based in Berlin. Because we have a very diversified team because we found it very crucial to think about also the ecosystem. Yeah, so the vision alone for us is not enough, but also thinking about businesses who will enter this ecosystem, who will use these tokens then explaining them, do many educational work in order to show to the users that there are businesses right from the start who will at the end bring money into this ecosystem. So this was very important for us before going public to the people before going public. Because as you see on our website, we are all totally docs, the docs team. And for us, it's important to build something sustainable, and sustainability also means for us that we take care about revenues and that this system also works in the long run.
Interesting. I had another question and I kind of slipped my brain as you were talking because I was paying attention to you. What kind of previous experience does the team have in developing something like this?
Yeah, to phrase that question, I was going to ask that to Hero. Can you speak about your team's core competency as it relates to this agenda?
For example, we have our advisor Lars, for example, who's since 2013 in the blockchain space. From the marketing side, we also have an advisor with Andrew, who is who was one of the first in the Cardano ecosystem. Regarding the mobile application, as we are based in Berlin, we have a very huge network, having talked with many advisors and people how to blitzscale such an application. We have a partner of us, for example, has an application who he blitzscaled within 6 months to I think it was 40 million users within how was it? Time frame?
Within this year. That's IMX, and as well we are, if you know them, Genius Yield. So we are partnering with them, and we are in their incubator program as well. So
can you talk a little bit more about that? That interests me, right? What's going on there? If you can talk about anything.
Genius Yield, that's our partner. So we are working together with them and preparing. First of all, we have also advisors from them, and they are for us totally great because we are preparing with them now on the one hand the NFT Lamplot sale, on the second hand the upcoming private round. We plan to have an ISPO later on, and in the middle of the year we'll follow the IDO. So all these steps and all the details to work that out, we work very closely with them. Of course, their experience helps a lot in nearly all regards. Of course, they're very experienced in Cardano, but as well in those funding rounds, because Hung and me and the team, we so far have been very focused on the product, because our total approach is to finally have a solution in place that really works. So not just having some nice ideas, but finally delivering. And as mentioned, we want to launch the app in the summer and have the Lamplot sale now within 2 weeks. So this is a lot of work operationally. So we are, as mentioned, totally happy to have for all these let's say other aspects which also are crucial, of course. So the business aspects in this regards, Genius Yield helps a lot.
I got somebody who sent me a DM to ask a question because they're at work currently and can't get on the mic, but they want to know. Let me go to it so I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Could you ask Smart Places, what is your current take on the censorship of social media and the given climate and their tendency to cancel controversial creators?
Yeah, great question. I mean, a total important question, especially in times like today. We decided to have a decentralized cloud service for moderation in place then, because we don't want to hinder free speech, and we also don't want to moderate opinions or something like that. So we decided for that approach then. Of course, from a technical perspective and also legal perspective, we have to make sure that a kind of illegal content, of course, as this will be filtered out. Of course, users can be reported and so on, but when it comes really to opinions and to free speech, then we are happy to have this system in place then. But it's as mentioned, very important and great question. We all know it from politics and from the times that are just now there. This is a challenge to really solve that in a censorship-free way on the one hand, but secondly also to make sure that it's not that there's no way of manipulation, right?
Yeah, 100%. So just kind of in some conversations with some people, social media is one of the hardest things to build. There's been a lot of people who've claimed that they're going to build that next platform, right? That decentralized social media platform. And I think every one of them has failed. What sets you apart from all the ones that have tried in the past?
I mean, we have, maybe you are aware of our partnership with Ocean Protocol, which from our perspective is a pioneer in the fields of decentralization and decentralized data monetization. We were talking with them like for more than 8 to 10 months to having them as a partner in order to to offer our users this data monetization feature, let's call it this way. And also talking with our team members and all those, we also include, for example, influencers, normal people, non-crypto influencers. We were talking about with our product and project, and as always for influencers, they get so many offers a day, like 100 offers, whether they want to advertise a product for them. And our product, a decentralized social media and socializing app, it's so easily and charming to explain, and we get a lot of positive feedback that those influencers, and we are talking about mega influencers, which means that they have more than 1 million followers. And those influencers, we have a short list of more than 30, 40 influencers of those kinds in the different fields who wants to associate with such a product. Yeah, so we think from that standpoint, having using synergies from influencers and also offering a new top-notch data monetization feature with a strong partner like Ocean Protocol gives us a good edge.
And there's this other aspect in regards to this geolocation feature. So in opposite to the existing social medias, we have this opportunity that allows a lot of new approaches to the business to totally locate whatever we are doing. So that means on the one hand, advertisers, for example, or also this business, they can target users if they opt in, of course. They can target them totally hyper localized, so at a very certain place to a very certain time. And they also can, you can imagine that a bit like Pokemon Go, you also can make some kind of guidance for users, so bringing them to a place in order to incentivize them then, but to have an incentivation to that they go to a certain place and do there, for example, also some activities, because we can add that, and also for example, organization, NGOs and so on can do this, that they say, hey guys, if you're at a certain place, at a smart place, let's say a beach, for example, and if you do certain specific activities there, then you are rewarded with tokens, and that is just that's only possible because of this geolocation aspect. That means we can directly see and in this regards reward if users are there at a certain time in a certain place.
Awesome, thank you very much. So I'm very skeptical of any metaverse or social media type thing, right? I think it's one of the hardest things in the world to build. So I'm going to need to do like a lot more researching into you before I would decide to invest. Where would you suggest that I would go do that? Do you have a white paper on your website or?
Yes, the white paper we at the end of this week, so in just a few days, we will update a very more detailed version. So there you will find a lot of information. That is a one source, and secondly, we have some articles out also. We have two, we think, very good explainer videos. So of course, these are not these detailed information where you really make your research, but it brings you in a direction where you better find the approach and what's the idea behind of what we are doing. But yes, finally it will be the white paper. This will be the best source of information.
Awesome, and I'm definitely gonna, because I don't think that I have heard of you before. The first tweet I saw was when you were on Cardano Chef Pool's Twitter space, and that was like just recently. So
yes.
Definitely want to research you guys and see what you're doing. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I know it's mid-afternoon there, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Really great, and thanks for those great questions. Yeah, it would be for us would be great if you or one of you just follow us on Twitter, but also on our Discord channel. We have I think right now 4,600 members, so there are a lot of people, and they have great ideas and discuss about a lot of aspects, and for us totally inspiring. And as we are very early, there's so much that we still are developing, and we want to also include this community, and so please feel all invited to come to our community and be part of that.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie.
Hey, excellent. I was just going to ask, how do you direct people to your smart places? Like, will there be a map that you can use, or will it be like VR? How would people know which direction to go to head to the smart places for these events?
Actually, there are more or less two opportunities. On the one hand, you see these. If you mean the land plots, you go on the website then and have land plots. So these are the one you can buy them. But in regards of the application, you will have in this you will have a certain letter as a specific layer, and within there's a map, and there you will see the smart places where people are active or where they have posted something. So you have the choice between at the place that you are at the moment to check who's around you, or you change the layer and then take a look around who's at which place are activities.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You have a question for him?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Do you have a question for Smart Place?
Yeah. I got a couple of questions to ask. Basically, it's more like a suggestion per se. I don't know what the team is planning actually when the whole first and second layer rolls out. The social media layer of the protocol. Are we actually making plans to totally move the whole SPP community to our own native application, to our own native social media app? That is one part of the question. Then the second part is will there be an incentive at the initial stage of the project, to boost this community inclusiveness and bring about a large audience to the smart places social media part of the application, because social media part is what would eventually expose the metaverse part of the project. So I really want to know how strong and how well the team is planning towards that building that social media part of it. Then maybe when this is answered, I have a delegated question. Someone delegated that for me to ask from the community. So after you answer this, I'll quickly read that out.
Okay. As in regards to the question in terms of incentivation in an early stage, there are several measurements planned. So on the one hand, we have the land plot sale. So after having sold these in total 80,000 land plots, these owners finally will be a kind of ambassadors because they will finally promote if the app is launched then in summer, because for them it makes a lot of sense to promote that, because if social interactions happen at their places, then they are rewarded. So that's just the one part. And secondly, if you as a user after the launch of the app, if you as a user create so kinds of events or in general create social interactions, you are rewarded. And the same is for all the people that take part of that. They are also rewarded. And we will additionally create a kind of fund. So that means if you have, for example, specific social events that you are planning, like the aforementioned event of cleaning the beach or cleaning a park or whatever, then we will have a fund in place. Out of that, tokens are paid. So it's a kind of promotion activity as well. And also, of course, we have the whole advertisement, means businesses. So they will, of course, also incentivize users if they come to their place. That is, yeah, that is an important part.
Can I just ask one more thing on top of that?
Yeah,
Just in terms of users that are in an area that doesn't have a smart place, if all 80,000 plots got sold and I was using the app and there's no smart place near me, can I still create a smart event that people can come to, or would I need to have it as an NFT plot?
No, that doesn't belong directly together. The NFT plots, these are just the ones that are available on the map. So you buy them and that's it. There exist altogether 80,000. But you as a user of the app, you can create or initiate a smart place wherever you are, wherever in the world. So in each village somewhere in the world, everybody is enabled to initiate a smart place. And if there are other people around them, then you immediately have the smart place. And of course, what you also can do in regards of social media, so that you not only interact with people directly around you, but you also can, as mentioned, just take a look on the map and find out where are smart places that you maybe would like to go.
Okay, that's great. I'll let Lawal speak again, but I still have other questions. Thank you.
Yeah, hello guys.
Hello.
Yeah. From the answer you've given, that basically answers the second part of the question I asked. The first part, which is about social media, when it fully comes to life, I am suggesting that from the early stages, if the community of SPP as a whole can totally move to that space, and we should now use our community as an experiment for the app, as a testing, more like to test the app with our community. That way we will now have better suggestion for the team, before including the bigger community. That is that. And the second question, which I was delegated to ask, is let me quickly read that out. Okay. It is okay. The term Pokemon has been brought up a few times in the community. So can you explain how SPP may have Pokemon type functionality built into it? So that is one other question that one of the community members, one of the contributors asked me to ask.
I see. Yeah, thanks for the question. Actually, you can imagine a bit like an Easter egg hunt. So like there can be users that also can be other projects. We are allowing other projects to, as mentioned, geolocated based or geolocation based place their tokens at certain places. So that means as users are guided then to a certain place, that is let's say Pokemon Go aspect. So they go to a certain place in order to there collect these tokens, whether it's our token or the tokens of others. And the same occurs for the business. So locals, for example, they can target users at a certain place and also can guide them to their place or maybe to another place, how the brand or advertiser wishes to. And that is the idea behind.
So I just need to wrap this up. I know that there were some other questions that people had, but you could feel free to. I'm sure Smart Places would be honored to answer your questions in their Discord. So Smart Places, anything that you want to just kind of give me like a 30 second, 1 minute spiel, or if you have everything you said and you don't have anything else to say, we could just go from there.
Yeah, thanks again for having us. It was really great discussion. And as you said, please feel free to come to our Discord. Or in general, we are totally open. We understand Smart Places as a community project and include everyone, also worldwide, of course, to be part of that and to develop the whole project yeah, and I think it has some great potentials, and we also are convinced that it that it on this way also will really help the people in real life, and that's something that we have in mind. And yeah, we really hope that a lot of people join us. Thanks again.
So I've been wanting to try random things on the show because why not? I like routines and I like, anyways. So I'm gonna say a random quote that may or may not relate to the speaker that we just heard, and I'll try that for a few days and see how that goes. So yeah, it's a random quote. Girls should never be afraid to be smart, and that's your random quote.
I need to know who said that quote, though. You can't just be like, "This is a random quote," and then not tell me who said the quote.
I'm assuming probably someone British, maybe Emma Watson.
British.
That's the thing. The thing with random quotes, right? I never trust that the person that just say it is the one who said it, right? It's like, so I typically just ignore that. I just make sure I say it's not my quote, right?
Well, I have a quote for you, and it's a sad quote, and you can quote me on this. I have received a direct message from the DC Spark team. They will be unable to attend today due to them obviously doing some, I think they're doing some work on some stuff. The exact words were, let me see, currently caught up in some development work. So, unfortunately, they will not be attending with us today.
How dare them prioritize development over marketing?
Right? I mean, damn it. They knew what was coming. I had bridge questions. That ETH hack happened, and they knew that I had bridge questions, and they didn't want to answer them. No, I'm sure that they would answer them. I'm joking. Lido, why don't you give us the Lido minute?
Sounds. Oh, before I give the light a minute, TCT, can you hear me? Can you throw up an emoji if you can hear me?
Don't forget about the delay. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, he can't hear me. Oh, great. I just wanted to apologize for my substandard rating of TCT's rendition of the light of minute yesterday, and I would like to formally apologize and upgrade my rating from a 2 to a 3. So
Well,
I'll say
I
that.
appreciate that, Lido. You know, it's the same. I think we see this issue a lot, right? It's, you know, you just didn't have all the information, right? Making your brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I appreciate.
Oh, absolutely, TCT. Well, this is your light of minute on Cardano Over Coffee. This week in Catalyst. Do you know what happens to ADA that do not come to you as staking reward? They go into your treasury. Then, any serious, scammy, or anywhere in between, people or team can come to that treasury and say, give me money, and I promise to build this cool thing or do something cool for Cardano. See pin tweets on the top if you do not know what I'm talking about. Also, related Catalyst news. Today at 5 p.m. UTC is the weekly Catalyst Town Hall. Be sure to check that out. Link is at the bottom of the article that will be pinned to the top shortly. My name is Darlington, your favorite code dreamer at Lighter Nation. LighterNation.com provides hype-free education in plain English, Swahili, and Spanish in written and audio formats. Currently, Lighter Nation. Yes?
TCT would have got a 4 if he would have said both audio and visual.
Yes, this is true. Currently, Lighter Nation runs at a negative 900 every month. Like every month, I spend an additional 900 to keep the pool and the site and all the things we pay for happening. My wife is starting to give me the eye. If you want to support what we do, we have some catalyst proposals in this fund to help with that. We also have a stake pool. So when you vote for our proposal or when you delegate to Lido, you are contributing to this bright future we are trying to help build. And that's a Lido minute.
And since we're kind of midway through the show, I want to again shout out to the Ada Cafe, our sponsors for today's show. They have these amazing Epoch clocks that are for sale. They're the non-fungible visualizations, right? They're keep time, let you know when payday is, right? So there's an on-chain version and an off-chain version. How can you support Lido other than, delegating? Well, you could support the Ada Cafe, which supports us, which we will soon be supporting Lido. He'll be finally be getting some pay here soon, right, Lido? And that's all thanks to the Ada Cafe. So we literally, I don't think people understand that these Twitter spaces, we literally put hours and hours of our time into this. And we do it for free, and that's fine. But thanks to the Ada Cafe and people who support the Ada Cafe, who purchased the Epoch clock, are now supporting us. So shout out to the Ada Cafe. Shout out to all what they do for newcomers into the space. Join the Discord. Support your favorite Twitter spaces by joining the Ada Cafe. You cannot support TCT by staking to a stake pool because he does not have one.
Nope. But you can support me in what I love doing by checking out the ADAO catalyst proposals that are going to go towards, growing the ecosystem.
Also, the Ada Cafe has a proposal in Fund 8 that will also further support Twitter Spaces and people like TCT, who does not have a stake pool.
100%.
So without DC Spark here, I guess it's just like a fucking free-for-all. We can just do whatever, right? Is that how this works? I don't know.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
It's been a while.
I think that's how it works.
Anybody got something pressing they want to talk about?
No, I'm not, because I'm really mad at him.
Yeah, do come up if you have topics. Come up. Has anybody been a little concerned about Protege this week?
No, I'm not, because I'm really mad at him. He doesn't know this, but I'm mad at him, and I see him listening. And if he requests, don't give him speaker rights. But I've been in several spaces lurking around where he was, and he was up chit-chatting all week long, but I haven't heard him here yet, so whatevers.
Do you think he took a dirty fiat job?
No, I think he's just ignoring Cardano Over Coffee, which is rude.
Serenity Toxica, welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
Hello. I think I know what's going on with Prodigy. He still fights with
do share.
Yeah, he still fights with his tuna from last night. Pretty sure. Did you follow my recipe, Prodigy? I hope it saved your fish. Now tuna's actually not a fish, but anyway.
What? Tuna's not a fish? What? I was about to say something totally different, but then you said the last part, and now I'm completely derailed. So
you should never eat tuna more than twice a month because of all the mercury that is stored in tuna, because their body stores it over time. So never tuna more than twice a month, Protege.
No, I'm like that fellow from the ministry who just lost his way but needed to, sleep around, cheat around with other spaces to then realize what I've lost, and now I'm back here where I feel like I belong. I just wanted to see and hear all the other spaces a little bit too and support them, but it's just Cardano Over Coffee. Literally,
Listen,
I always have a mug for you, but
Protege,
I love you.
it's okay. I was just messing with
I
you.
know.
Go. We're an open family. You're allowed to go to other Twitter spaces.
I think I was just trying to see the dynamics of the conversations from the other Twitter Spaces too, and how they differ from this one. And quite honestly, they're all great. They really are. But yeah, I'm
They're very
addicted to this
diverse.
one like I am to my coffee.
Listen, I go in the other Twitter Spaces in a burner account, right? Because I've gotten to the place where a lot of times I'll go into Twitter Spaces and people will just be like, "Oh, Hero Pool, hey, come up," blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Listen, I just want to listen. I just want to be the normal guy who sits down there and listens to what everybody else has to say. I want to learn too. Like, I don't know everything. Shit.
You want to know
Did
how
you
much?
say burner account? That's a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Well, it's like a burner cell phone, only different.
Well, you look at the archives, and they're run by Good Charlotte, like that those folk right behind Clay's. And if I didn't say that, another person who was new to the spaces wouldn't always know that either, right? But like, is it technically a burner account? I don't know. But at the same times, I am always seeing them in the spaces, and I like it. That means they're always here. But yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of a little spat this morning, which led to an awesome moment. So I'm very happy for it. I thought I was just gonna be down in the spaces listening all day, but I freaking love you all here so much, and I just felt like I needed to come back up. Like, it's a safe place, and I get re-energized here. So, I'm filling up my mug for round two of Cardano Over Coffee. Let's put it like that.
Get that shot of espresso in there. Pumpkin, how did I miss your Batman post yesterday? I was so sad that I missed it.
I was very sad as well because it literally took me 3.5 minutes to make that picture.
Well, it was
So,
a picture, and it had like two of my favorite things: Batman and coffee.
yes, I love. You know what? It's actually an original vintage Batman. So that thing is from the early 1990s, and my little brother, who for a living he delivers washing machines, basically, and he found it in a box in an old guy's basement, and he knows I love. I'm a massive Batman fan, and he asked him if he could buy it, right? And it's an alarm clock. It projects a bat signal on your
No way.
ceiling.
No way.
Yes,
That's awesome.
it's so cool, and it even says something like "I am vengeance, I am the night," and then you wake up, and yeah, he gave it to him for free, and I got it for my birthday a couple of years back. I love it. It's so beautiful.
That's awesome. What's up, Predator?
It's only because Serenity was just talking. I did actually have something important to say, but yes, the recipe correction, I hope it will work. I decided to take a break on it just because I found something else to eat that was quicker. But at the same time, anyways, tuna is a fish, okay? Anyways, great news. Side note, if it's okay, can I do a little mini announcement, Hero Pool, on something?
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that up to Lido.
You can do the mini announcement, but before you do, I just want to interject and say tuna is a fish the same way chicken nuggets are chicken.
Like chicken of the sea. All right, so good news, bunch of good news. I finally finished making the 3D models on a collaboration between Weed Pool and Juan Lelo. And that'll be releasing on 420. So that's a mini thing that's going on. We're gonna be doing some promos out soon. So another cool, super duper thing is that the projects that I'm associated with, like the Hero Pool helmets featuring Husky tokens and the Stoners Club Ada strains, Ada floppies, and then the SPO medals, and then my own personal medal collection all got verified, approved on JPEG Store. And I'm very happy to announce all of that. And if it's okay, I'll post it at the top. And yeah, life is really good,
If you purchase one of those hero helmets, some of it might go to charity. Who knows? We'll see. Right? Yeah.
A good hell of it. Yeah. Firefighters, my friend. As a one who is a veteran who served in the Navy, I'm a trained firefighter, and I am a bleeding heartthrob. Um, bleeding heart for firefighters, and I appreciate all that you support, Hero. I really do. Thank you. You are an asset, high value class in the Cardano community. And of course, I love you too, Lido, and your education, and TCT, and Serenity, and Nudes, Infi, and Alexander Project. Cardano Amigos, Carambambo, Gogelinos.
Didn't he say short announcement? See what you did, Lido? This is all your fault. I blame you. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Block Jock ain't here for me to block today, so I had to do it to somebody, Protege. Sorry. I love you.
Nah, you're fine. I need the leash.
I felt left out because Block Jock ain't here for me to block.
You know, I was. Yeah. Blockjock was next in line. I was about to say Blockjock. Or not Blockjock, but Bologna Flapjack. Anyways, this guy's Rod, Luke. I will go down this list. You're gonna mic me again. You're gonna mute me. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
I'm not muting you. You relax yourself. So,
Yeah.
what's hot in the NFT world? Like, we've been talking DeFi a lot, right? So I've kind of gotten away from NFTs. I bought a panda last night. What was that? A good move? Bad move? Anybody know anything about the pandas? I just saw people like the goats were all about the pandas, so I was like, okay, I like the goats. They're pretty smart. Goats are smart. So no one knows anything about the pandas. Come on, man.
I'm currently swimming with the fishes right now. I'm all up in Bitfins, so please tell me about the pandas.
Well, listen. I was all about. I got me some Bitfins. I seen last night they were on Real Talk. Shout out Cinnybun, K-Dev, Dave. They were on Real Talk last night, and he announced they were doing another drop at like people, right? Like sea people. I was only in there for a minute.
Sorry, I also minted in Augusta with Serenity, who just launched her project. That's my Britney Spears Captain America. Well, I keep saying Captain America, but it's an American shirt inspired Augusta shiny jacket. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Serenity, you got a drop going on right now?
Yes, I do. We are in part 2 of our phase 1. The first part was obviously our trailer, but now we're minting 2D art.
Listen, I totally missed the trailer, and I'm so pissed at myself for it. Right? I'm not gonna miss this one. So.
Oh, well, the trailer was a test really to see how many people are interested in Thompson Cardano, and it was really early on. So I don't don't blame yourself. But Protege got a really funky Augusta. So the thing is, just a bit of a backstory. They are actually inspired, like her different outfits are inspired by pop culture, right? So we have a golden one that reminds us of the Oscars when they were still super badass. We have a black one that reminds us of Catwoman, 1990s Batman animated series. Then we have a red one Protege has. It is like the Britney Spears catsuit from Hit Me Baby One More Time. And we have a Captain America. Actually, it is a Captain America.
One more time.
Exactly.
I sang it too. For y'all who are just weirded out, don't be. I sang that too.
I love it. She looks so amazing in this. And yeah, we have other ones, and we have rarities. We have super rares, like the one I have is the classic Augusta, but as a super rare edition. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really funky, and you get different backgrounds, and it's just so amazing. I really love how people share their Augustas with us. It's amazing.
That's awesome. And for those of you that have not met Serenity Pictures or Pumpkin as her other Twitter handle, I don't remember the whole thing. I just call her Pumpkin because she's a pumpkin. She's a sweetheart. Check out their project. Movie fully completed on the Cardano blockchain. So check it out. KDev, you had I'm sorry, Crypto Kev. Damn it.
Hey, good morning, Hero. Thank you very much. Good morning, Cardano Over Coffee. Thank you for hosting the space. Good morning, Serenity. I still have to mint one, but I'm going to. I flipped something the other day for some big banks. So I came up to say, Protege, in your tweet this morning, man, and in the space this morning. I just wanted to say, man, I love you and I support everything. And I'm glad that I was there. I was there for my sister when she told me, and I respect everybody, no matter what color, gender, sexual orientation, or card or what am I trying to say? Blockchain you choose. I respect everybody. So I love you, and I thought that was really, really awesome that you did that, and thank you for tagging me in the tweet.
Well, you know me, how to shut me up, be nice to me, and then I forget how to act and talk. So I'm a kryptonite. My freaking
He's
crypto
just gonna say
kryptonite.
thank you, and then he's gonna
Thank
go.
you.
He's gonna go say thank you, and then he's gonna mute himself, and he's gonna go tear up now. Protege's amazing. Seriously, if you don't follow him, you should. He helps a lot of people do a lot of different things in the ecosystem. So, you know.
I mean, I
Do
just
you own a
the
goat?
same.
Wait a minute. Do you own a goat?
Fuck yeah, I know.
Okay, just making sure.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh shit, I might be in trouble. Weed Pool is here. I'm supposed to be on a meeting with him about 3D art, but at the same time, I just needed to be here too. I needed this like creative release to be on Cardano Over Coffee. Fuck. But no, like, he's laughing, bro. I'm sorry. I just couldn't resist. But yeah, of course I have a Go. I even made like video edits to my Go and like made it all snappy, snazzy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Crypto Kev, I love you. Thank you, Serenity, love you too. And no, I mean, I just don't want to be a bystander anymore. I'm 29. My wife and I, she's also in the same boat where being from a brown family, Latino, me and her, 'cause she's Korean, half Korean. You know, that kind of got beat out of us, right? And then only later in life did we learn about ourselves more, and then did society get a little bit nicer to people like us who are on, on that boat, LGBTQIA. And so, we're both in love with each other for our hearts and minds, and we'll stay married. It's not about, the genitalia, right? It's not about what's between our pants. It's about what's in our heart and mind and soul. And that's why we love each other and support each other. And she got me the video that you see up there. She surprised the hell out of me with it. Cause yes, we watch RuPaul's Drag Race for like all the seasons now. And then freaking Jenny Brito, she DM'd me like, I fucking knew it. And I'm like, yeah, I was with Chatty in a space on the Stoners Club, and we are talking about all the drag queens. And she's like, I'm gonna wait till you feel comfortable to come out and talk about it. And I'm just like, I swear, I am so afraid of ever getting in a debate with her because she is brilliant. Um, so, and I'm speaking nice about her, but y'all also are brilliant too. I see you with the heart, Cardano amigos. Kyd J with the heart. Y'all brilliant. Kanambamba with the Gogolines. Brilliance. So much brilliance here. Thank you for this little moment of me not being Minnie talking. I just had a
Oh,
moment.
Protege, you're a good dude. Don't ever change. You are who you are, and that's who you are. That's who you should be.
It is 12 days now where my Adderall has not gotten in the mail, hence why I probably also haven't been here. I'm like afraid of faux pas my words. That's actually the truth why I've been like all
Dude,
over
I
the
flip all
place.
my words all the time, and I'm here every day. I don't give a shit.
True. But no, but on a serious note, the same way that some investor might bring all their ADA into a project, I might not have all that ADA to bring into your project or whatnot. But if I can give you video edits, videography, 3D models, art, graphic art, and just inject and help you with however I can with my skills, I do believe that that has a value to it. And, when we each collaborate with each other, there's a value to that too. And so collaborating and joining and making combo projects, we are gonna grow so fast, so exponentially multiplication, like, multiply real fast. So yeah, I just I believe in you all. I really do. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm so freaking passionate. I
I, however, don't believe any of you. You're all gonna fail. Let's be real. I'm kidding. I'm
No, you are.
trying to break the serious moment up here, right? Because protege, like sometimes he'll talk and talk, and I love him, but he'll go.
It's thinking out loud, my friend. It is not talking. It is thinking out loud.
I talk to
No
myself,
filter.
so hey, whatever. People be like, "Who the fuck is that dude talking to?" I'm like, "Hey, I want intelligent conversation. I'm gonna speak to myself, right?" So, anyhow, right? I do want to just put this out there, right? So it's hard to keep up with all this news, right? Everything that's going on in Cardano, whether it's NFTs or it's DeFi or it's this project or that project, or it's hard, isn't it? Right? So, how many people here? And I need to see some emojis, and I'll wait for the delay, right? How many people have ever went to adapulse.io and looked at the news? Give me an emoji. I need an emoji. If you've ever been to Adapulse or even heard of Adapulse. Saw like 5 hands, maybe. Um, Jeff Swagpool, and there's a few others involved. I don't remember off the top of my head. Have an amazing news site that is all Cardano centric, because we know the news that's out there like hates Cardano because they hate what we are and what we stand for, because we are what they aren't. We want to change the world. So go check out Adapulse. Great news source. I've been reading more and more there recently to keep up with the news. Hi, Emmanuel. Can you talk? I have a question for you. It's important. Probably not. I know you're busy. Oh, he can.
Hey, Hero.
Hey, Hero. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
no, you
Sorry.
go.
Go
You
ahead,
go.
Emmanuel. Oh, I was just gonna ask, Hero, do you still have to cook at the fire station?
I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
I'm sorry. What?
Do you still cook at the fire station when you're on call?
Oh no, no. We're volunteers. We stay at home, so I cook at my house. I just go when the alarm goes off, and I'm not going to say it. Never mind. So we do have fish fries on Friday, so we cooking fish on Friday. Emmanuel, I have a quick question for you, brother. And I just need your expertise because you come from that Ethereum background. This
Right.
whole Ronin bridge thing, right? And now we have these bridges going to Milkomeda.
Right.
How do I research these bridges to make sure that my shit is safe? If
That
I'm gonna,
is that is a very, very great question. So there are like about 4 or 5 different bridges. Let me just say four, and exclude the one that goes straight from Milcomada to Cardano. We have Nomad, we have Connects, we have Seller Bridge, that's a C bridge, and multi-chain. All of these bridges have their contracts and their audits publicly on GitHub and everything. If so what we did in the latest blog post for Milkamida was offer referral links to some of the audits to some of these bridges. But then honestly, some of the best things you can do is really jump into like their Discord and request for their audit report. So like jump onto their GitHub. Usually all of this stuff is on their GitHub. But even besides all of that, once all is said and done, you want to still, be able to view your code on the chain. So, you should be able to jump onto the Milkamida Explorer, view the code, or like know what has been deployed. And if you don't see that, if you can't see that, you have every right to reach out to all the respective teams involved to ask them for them to verify and publish their code. I myself have seen some bridges whereby they haven't verified and published their code, so I can't read the literature. I can only read like the bytecode of it. It is what it is, but reach out. But you're definitely asking the right questions. Bridges are very interesting things, and we're still learning. We're still early in everything. It's early technology. Um, but like, yeah, no, just do your own due diligence, do your own research. That's really a very important. and you pretty much be good to go. Yeah, I wish I could speak for bridges for like the various projects, but I can't. But then I would highly advise that you ask these questions with them, you have these conversations with them. That way you feel more secure with what you bring over from Ethereum or Avalanche or wherever. Does
Is
that?
there any particular, when I'm asking questions, can you give me any idea what like red flags I should be looking for other than maybe like
Ooh.
the no audit, right? Or it's not published. That would be a
That right there, I wish I could say. Like, all right, let's pick the Ronin example, okay? It was a bridge of like, I don't know, like 9 validators, and about 4 of them are controlled by one single entity. That right there is like, potential red flag. All right. It instantly kind of reduced the various security assumptions and everything. So like those are like some of the things to watch out for. But it's a case by case basis, and different protocols use different approaches. There's one project out there called Nomad, which I like what they do. They use like fraud proofs, which I think is very interesting. I've always liked the idea of like, using these time restraints to like validate transactions as they go from point A to point B. Hero, I wish I could give you like a really detailed response on that, but I'll defer to like a lot of like the actual bridge protocol um teams to like really give you more info on that. Personally, I just really work with what like the consensus is on like stuff like the audits and the validator counts and everything.
yeah. Because one of the things that I was gonna ask DC Spark. I know it wasn't you that was scheduled to be here, and I know those guys are busy, and I totally understand a lot of shit going on, right? But one of the things that I was gonna ask is one of the things that we don't have in Cardano is this before, right? We never had these bridges. So a lot of this is all new to a lot of people, right? The whole concept, they don't even understand it. And I see a big lack of educational material on this, right? And I am not an expert on it to write educational material to do it. Uh, who's working on that? Where do we need to go to, you know, do we need to go to Catalyst maybe to work on that? Like, what do we need to do as a community to get that information out there to the other community members? Not just DC Spark, but everybody as a whole.
Nico just joined the call, so I think he's about to add in on that.
Hey, Nico.
Hey, can you guys hear me well?
Yes, you're coming in clear, sir.
Cool. I was having some issues with my audio. Cool. So related to bridges, I think it's like a very, very important topic. So what we're going to do is that next week we are going to have the CEO of Nomad doing an AMA with us, and it's going to be like open mic. So you guys are going to be able to ask him like any type of questions, and they're like very, very technical. And there's like different type of bridges. So we have, for example, some bridges that are like similar to the ERC20 converter, which is like basically 2 validators. So there's a lot of like trust put in them, but sometimes even if you trust them, like it could be dangerous because they can get hacked, and like just having 2 is like not that great. Then you have other type of bridges that are like better, that are multi-sig. They're like much better, and it's like most of the general bridges, although sometimes you want to actually have like Emmanuel was saying, that actually it's like different people having the multisig, because for example, let's say that you have 8 in the multisig, but if 4 is the same people, it's like, is it really 8? It's like maybe 8 just for like pushing up the number, but it's not really 8. So that's exactly.
I mean, that's what we saw happen yesterday, right? With the Ronin bridge.
Exactly. And for example, for other bridges, if we go back, something interesting that I was seeing yesterday, and I'm going to get back to this, like from like the worst hacks that have happened, and there is like this publication called Rekt, REKT, that was like the worst hack. If you look at the top 10 list, there's like at least 8 that they have something in common, and just blows my mind. They don't have an audit. It's like, oh my God, like what? And they're handling so much money. It's like, how is it possible that you're going to be like be able to go to sleep and you have this much money in your project and you don't have an audit. It's like, it blows my mind. For example, as you guys know, we went live and we already have a public audit that you can check with like a top-notch firm. And also we have a second one that we are going to probably like have ready in a week or two. They already did all the work, they reviewed everything. We just need to address one thing that's not like a security vulnerability, but it's like a nice to have. Like, you're going to see when we post it, but that's when we feel like, okay, now we can launch. We have 2 audits that have come back to us that from 2 different like really good companies. The second one is from Certic that said like, you guys are good to go. So that's also really important. But in general, like coming back to the multi-sig stuff and bridges, is that actually you have audit that you at least have like multi-sig from different entities that are like independent and not like 4 machines running the same computer from like someone. And that also when you do upgrades, this is the other thing that I have seen, that maybe you had an audit a year ago and you have upgraded the protocol. Is it still like that helpful, the audit, if it was used for like a year ago for like some code that maybe is like clearly not the same? So I think like audits are the way to go, and then continuously having a more audit as time goes by, because you're changing code and everything should be like audited. So that's also like pretty important. There is like a last new type of bridges that are like pretty cool. That's called optimistic bridges. So for multisig, for example, when you want to sign a transaction, maybe you can have like 6 out of 10 that need to sign a transaction to happen. But the optimistic way to go to do bridges with Nomad is that actually you are going to do something and you just need one person that's watching this, that's honest and can tell like, oh, that's not actually how it happens. And what this means is that, for example, if a user wants to move something, they need to sign a transaction. And sometimes some blockchains could have a rollback. And that's why some bridges that actually offer better security are a little bit slower, because they want to double check that, for example, Ethereum or other chains, for example, Polygon, which is very common to see like very, very deep rollbacks, basically like that you did a transaction, but the change like went back on time. So they the transaction actually didn't happen and they went in another fork. And that's why also in exchanges, sometimes when you want to move asset from Polygon, it takes like, oh, you need to wait like 30 minutes. And you're like, what? Wait, what? Why 30 minutes? My transaction got confirmed in like 1 minute. And it's like, we don't trust your chain, basically. And so all of these things are important. And that's why there's like multiple concepts. And we want to address both of them. And Pranay from Noma is like really, really good. And previously they were working in Celo. And also, for example, Pranay was working in Mina, who is this like other blockchain that, a fun fact, Mina was the first project to implement Ouroboros in and release it publicly. That's pretty interesting, right? Like, probably not even IHK is aware that Mina implemented Ouroboros. They did some modifications, but they're like very, very technical, very, very good. They implemented some CK stuff on top of that for privacy, which is like pretty interesting. But either way, it's just to give like a little bit more context of Pranay and their team. They're like really good. So we are going to be doing that. Okay, now I'm going to let someone else speak because I think I went too far. Sorry, guys.
No, great. I think the education on bridges and what's out there and the options is important to the Cardano community, because we haven't experienced this stuff unless you dabbled in other chains. And I know a lot of people who just joined this community are strictly Cardano, so it's great to hear that.
Yeah,
I
and
want to say,
related to that point, and something that maybe is not obvious at the first moment, that Milkomeda can do a lot of cool stuff, but there's some stuff that maybe users that maybe never unquote think they're going to be using Milkomeda, actually they're going to be using Milkomeda. This sounds very confusing. What do I mean? That Milkomeda has worked with like multiple bridges to bring assets to Milkomeda, but also Milkomeda can move assets back to Cardano. And right now, Cardano mainnet doesn't have USDC, doesn't have USDT, and other assets. So these assets from other chains can get through Cardano, through Milkomeda, and the bridge is connected to Milkomeda. So even if you're like a user in Cardano that's going to be using Sunday or using MinSwap or one of the upcoming ones like Windriders, Maladex, maybe you're still going to be using assets that are going to be like bridge to Milkomeda and one of the other partners. So I still think this is like super important, even for people that maybe are thinking, oh, I'm not going to use Milkomeda directly, but they may still end up using Milkomeda indirectly.
I know I started using it right away, and I just want to say congratulations to you and your team and all that you guys have accomplished. It's amazing to see from where we started and where you and guys started in Emergo with Yoroi. I was around for all that, so it's great to see you guys succeeding and well deserved. So congratulations.
Thank you. I will tell the team about your kudos. I appreciate it.
Yeah. TCT, what's up?
Nothing. It was pretty much covered, but like just to touch on what you said, like how does somebody who is not really technical research like the security or safety of a bridge? And I think it just comes down to like what Nico was touching on, right? All these different trust assumptions, they all make trust assumptions, and that's what you want to look at. Like, what are the trust assumptions that you're actually making, or this bridge is making, right? And the less assumptions that it's making, usually the more secure. So when like he was talking about the Nomad bridge, and you're doing thing with like ZK ZK proofs and stuff like that, it's a lot more secure than trusting that 4 out of 8 actors are gonna be honest.
Yeah, I think it's great info, and I know I rely heavily on when it comes to technical stuff like that on asking people like TCT, or I DM Emmanuel a lot. So be like, dude, what do you think of this? Because I'm not as technical. I understand it, but I feel I'm more of a noob when it comes to it. So me looking at a security audit isn't gonna help me, because I don't know how to read code.
Well, I think the good audits will they'll point that out, right? They'll point out like where the trust assumptions are.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting to. Sorry. Protege, you have your hand up.
I feel like an ass. Milka made it. Bridges. It took that whole initial part of the conversation with the hack for me to fully grasp, understand just how critical and important and what bridges have to offer. It took all that for me to really like catch my attention. And I know you all already have been doing so much education and talking about it, and so to say that do more, oh my gosh, you're already doing the most, all of y'all, in talking about these bridges. And so I definitely feel like I'm more compelled to act on and learn more in an intrinsic way on about said bridges. And I wondered to myself, when it comes to Cardano, anybody here in the speaker box, do you feel like the same way that this protocol was created, you can associate that level, that grade of hard effort in making sure that the technology works as it should, akin to Cardano itself? Would you say that, it's been tested hundreds of times and then a few more times just because before launching? Is that fair to say, to compare the two, like Milka Media?
Yeah, so Milkomeda, we have had like a testnet since like late November, early December, and then we made it public like by the end of December, if I remember correctly. So it's been like almost 3 months of like intense testing. For example, even myself, I wrote multiple scripts, and I was like DDoSing the network, like sending thousands of transactions per second, and the network hold it. It was great. Also, we have multiple people in the team. For example, we have one team that's working on Flint, other team that's working in Melcameda, and the Flint team was like checking like the security of like how things were like connecting in terms of API or stuff like that. And also we have like two different security firms reviewing everything in terms of like security. And so in terms of performance, security, usage, we felt like very comfortable with launching, and that's why we did that. Something that sometimes is difficult to predict, that we did better than expected. We thought that it was going to be good, but we have had like a huge amount of users, and that's like really good. And something that right now we are improving is like the UTXO management. UTXO works like similar to like coins, that you can have 1 cent, 10 cents, 25 cents. And one of the issues that happen is that, for example, if you're going to pay at the supermarket and you need to pay, I don't know, $200, and you only have coins that are like 10 cents, you're going to need a lot of those coins. But the problem is that in Cardano, the transactions have a limit of the amount of UTXOs that you can use, because there is like a size limit. So we are hitting that limit. And what do that means? That now we're implementing a new algorithm that's going to be like starting to merge UTXOs. So we're going to be doing better at that. And has been like the problem that we have with the bridge coming back from Melcameda to Cardano, is that there's like right now, I think like the last time that I checked is like over 4,000 UTXOs. So that's one of the limitations, and we're like improving, and we already have like a pretty good solution. And this like basic tooling for Cardano that we are actually pushing and improving. So this not only is going to work benefit Melcameda, but also we are going to improve like all the different wallets, because for example, maybe some users have had this issue with like Yoroi, for example, on some other wallets. Oh, I have too many UTXOs, I cannot send transactions, I need to do these like sort of tricks. With this algorithm that we have created, those problems should be like hopefully mostly solved. And also in the other sense, right now one of like the constraint that we have in terms of speed, and maybe we are going to see more repercussions to this, is that Cardano DB Sync is not ready for like high performance. It's like really, really slow. For example, every time there is like an epoch and you need to update the accounts for like the rewards, and Cardano DB Sync writes like millions of SQL queries for that, and it takes like 20 minutes, or like sometimes even like up to a couple of hours, depending on like how the epoch was and what is going on with drop drips. And so users are going to be trying to move assets from Melcameda and to Melcameda. Are going to have this strange weight that's going to be like really bad. So we started working with the Aura team, and now we are also going to release like an alternative for Cardano DB Sync that's like around 50 times faster, which is like a lot better. And we are like improving so much tooling from the ecosystem. So I think like everyone is going to benefit from this. And yeah, hopefully that sort of answered your question, although I think I got a little bit off track.
No, you did a fantastic. Oh, sorry, Hero. Sorry.
I just want to say that if you can improve DB Sync at all, you will forever have my praise. That's all I can say. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Protege, one last question, and I'm going to wrap it up.
Yeah, thanks. Real quick. All that was great. I operate as simply with Cardano, right? So what benefits are there for me to still want to get milk or Milkameda? Like
Well,
swap, like yeah.
Well,
if you
right
can help me
now,
with that.
one of the benefits that I can speak for myself before they can, right? Just so that you get it from a user's experience, right? What I've taken advantage of is the stable coins that are now available there, right? So I can move my ADA over there and sell in and out of ADA if I want as a trader. Some people like to do that, some people don't. So there's definitely the first use case that I've taken advantage of was the stable coins.
So it's milkomeda.com, right? MILKOMEDA.
Milkomeda.com. Yeah.
Cool. I'm
MILKOMEDA.com.
I'm literally pulling up the website right now. I'm literally like learning right now. I'm training myself and I'm about to immerse myself in this whole stuff.
You're
Oh, a part of me
And
wants to be
you're gonna
like,
go
what
down
do
a
I click
rabbit
on
hole.
now?
You're gonna go
Yeah,
down a rabbit.
right.
and for us, as you know, in this is part we're one of the core developers for Milkomeda, and something that we like is just technology and improve stuff. So with Milkomeda, we have a lot of space to grow in different stuff, and we see that we can help the ecosystem a lot by just creating more tooling for Milkomeda that can be like integrated with other things, and even for projects that are like going to be launching in Cardano mainnet, there still would like some support for Milkomeda for some specific stuff like assets, stablecoin. So that's quite good, but also some other stuff that we are doing is that if someone is going to be asking, oh, I have ADA in Cardano, but should I move to Milkomeda? We are also going to be working in something similar to Lido, which basically when you move to Milkomeda, you're still going to be able to get the rewards for like the ADA. So hopefully we can have that working in the next like couple of months.
Well,
It's also a lot of work, but I think that will be like pretty cool.
that
So
is.
it has to be Flint Wallet.
Listen, if you're not
No.
using the wallet, you're using the wrong wallet. So there's.
Just making sure.
So
Flint.
Flint, we already have full compatibility for Cardano. You can do anything. You can interact with Sunday. You can interact with MinSwap for everything that's going on in Cardano. Flint is like top notch next to CC Vault and NAMI. But also we're implementing EVM capabilities. So you can move assets from Cardano to Milkomeda, and then you're even going to be able to see your funds in Milkomeda through Flint in just one UI, like similar to what you see in centralized exchanges when you see all your tokens in one list, no matter which network. So Flint is going to be very similar to that. So it's going to have way better UX, and you're not going to have to go to a third-party web page to use a bridge and to move stuff. So I think like Cardano could benefit a lot from Milkomeda and Flint because we want to maybe have like the best user experience for like interoperability in the entire space with like this wallet that allows you to move from UTXO to account base in an easy manner that for like an end user they don't even notice.
And that's what it's about, right? That's how we get mass adoption is when we'll get applications that can move in between other applications seamlessly without the user even understanding what in the hell they're doing.
Exactly, and furthermore, even with like what I was mentioning with Lido, users are going to be continue able to stake the ADA game rewards. So for them, maybe at some moment in time, they're not going to even notice if they're interacting with Cardano Layer 1 dApps or Milkomeda dApps because, again, you pay with ADA, your ADA is still going to be staked, you're using the same wallet, and that's like kind of magical and amazing. So that's our goal.
That's big that my ADA will still be staked. Like I wasn't expecting that anytime soon out of you guys. So it's good to hear that you're way ahead of what my thought process was. Awesome.
I'm glad.
Well, I've been excited to use what you guys have built, and I will continue to. And I'm gonna go trade on some Milky Swap and get me some more Milky. Listen, I've been waiting to wrap my Ethereum and do something with it for so long in my Bitcoin. Like it's just, oh my God, you don't understand. Like I'm like a kid in a candy store right now.
Well, now this like makes me want to look into doing something with my two maybe my Angel Hit Squad. Sorry, my brain's a little fried right now. But like I have two of them, and now I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're just an asset, really. That's just an NFT. So, Protege, you got a lot to learn on what on. I can guarantee you, your mind is going to be blown, my friend. the future is very bright for Cardano, and the fact that we can move these assets onto Cardano and off of Cardano and use Cardano as the base fee. I don't think that a lot of people realize what happened yesterday, but you will in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So congratulations, Nico. Congratulations, Emmanuel. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I know you guys are extremely busy, so I appreciate that.
You converted one person, I'll tell you that. You did me justice. Thank you for you both helping me out here. Seriously, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out to the show. We are here Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks to our guests, Smart Places. Looking forward to looking into more of you guys and what you guys are building here on Cardano, DC Spark, Milkomeda, as I call it. I'll be using it, so I can't wait to see what gets developed through that ecosystem, which is now also listed. The total value locked is also now listed on DeFi Llama, so that's cool also. So I can see how much funds are being locked up out on that chain. Remember, folks, everything we do, be safe. Make sure you research it before you do it, because you can lose everything that you put into it. So be safe out there.
Thank you so
please be
much.
safe.
Have a
Thank
great
you, Hero.
Have a great day, everybody.